Today I'm behind the wheel of another Peugeot, specifically the Peugeot 2008. Now I know this isn't really a new car, and actually I have driven it before, but I've never done a video on one. So considering how much time I've spent in Peugeot's other SUVs recently, well, I thought this one was missing out. Before I go any further, make sure you like this video, make sure you comment, and make sure you subscribe. And make sure you visit newmotoring.com. And also, while you're wandering around our channel, make sure you click on the little bell icon, because then you'll be told when a new video goes online. The 2008 is slightly different to Peugeot's other SUVs. The reason being that this was originally launched in 2013, before the 3008 was launched. And the 3008 was the car that's really, well, it's marked where Peugeot's interior and exterior design is going. So this is the car that missed out a little bit. On the outside, it's pretty, yes, but it's not quite as sharp as the 3008. If anything, it reminds me of the 208. This particular 2008 has to be the most aggressive, the most sinister looking 2008 I've ever seen. I mean, look at it. Black paint, black wheels, tinted windows, a dash of chrome. Inside is where you'll really notice the big differences between this and Peugeot's other SUVs. You get a screen as standard, you get DAB radio, you get Bluetooth, Apple CarPlay, etc, etc, etc. But it doesn't have Peugeot's latest iCockpit design. It feels much more normal, much more ordinary, less exciting. There's nothing wrong with it, it's just not quite as fresh as the 3008 or the 5008. This is the most powerful 2008 you can buy. It's got a 1.2 litre turbocharged 3-cylinder, and it's got 130 brake horsepower and 170 pounds-feet of torque. 0 to 62 miles an hour takes 9.3 seconds, and the top speed is 124 miles an hour. And because this is the most powerful version of the 1.2 litre engine, it'll get 58 miles per gallon rather than 64. I do quite like this engine. I've got a bit of a soft spot for 3-cylinder turbos, mainly because I quite like the noise. It pulls from about 2,000 RPM all the way until about 4,000 RPM. Beyond that, it starts to run out of steam. The gearbox is a 6-speed manual, and it's okay. It's got quite a short throw, which is good, but it's a little bit notchy, particularly going into third gear. As for the steering, well, it's got a very small steering wheel. That's standard now in new Peugeots, and it's a little bit awkward at first. It takes a bit of adjusting, but you do get used to it. But the steering itself, it's light, it's quick, it's predictable. It's actually better than I thought it would be. There's quite a bit of roll, particularly if you change direction quickly, but actually considering the fact that this is a small SUV, it feels pretty light on its toes, pretty agile. And I think that's because it weighs 1,160 kilos, which for a car this size is very good going, and it's accentuated by the light, quick steering. Finally, I'd like to draw your attention to a little dial down here on the centre console called grip control. And what it does is it adjusts the traction control and the ABS to help you get the car through tricky conditions. There's a standard mode, a mud, a snow and a sand mode, as well as the option to turn the traction control completely off, which it does until you get to 30 miles an hour and then it turns back on again. Now I had a chance to try the mud and the sand modes on this car's launch, and they weren't particularly challenging situations, not really. It wasn't like I was going through a desert or a swamp, but it allowed me to get an idea of how the systems work and get a feel for them. The only mode I didn't try was snow mode. And you know what? The week I had this car, I opened my door and lo and behold, there was snow. Again, it's not like I'm driving through Alaska, but having the car in snow mode as opposed to normal mode, it allows you to work through some of the slip. Normally the traction control would detect a bit of wheel spin, it would just shut down all the power, but in snow mode it allows the wheels to spin a little bit, it allows you to work through the snow. And that's good, because in several situations when I've had this car I probably would have got stuck otherwise. And I don't really like phoning car companies and saying, "Hello, I'm afraid I've got your car completely stuck, could you come and help?" The answer is normally no. Sort yourself out. Sort yourself out! So would I ever buy a 2008? Well, for the most part, I like the way it drives and I do like the size, but what would stop me from getting one at this stage is the fact that I know where Peugeot's SUVs are going. You can see the direction they're taking with the 3008 and the 5008, and that's what would hold me back. As nice as this is to drive, as good as it is in terms of size, the engine is good as well, I think just knowing where Peugeot is going with its SUVs and knowing that this just missed out would probably stop me.